Hi everyone, Brian from Bear Bull Traders here. It is Wednesday, June 10th evening. Just going to recap the week so far, take a look ahead, see what we got in store. Looks like the futures are indicating lower open tomorrow, but a lot can happen between now and then. And it was a wild and crazy day here today. So you can see here we had, the sell-off in the morning on the Dow, double bottom here. Really nice looking little double bottom. Sort of crawl back. Then we got the Fed comments right at 2 o'clock there, had the initial pop, sell off, and then another sell off into the close. Pretty much same for the S&P, NASDAQ, the same, except the NASDAQ ended higher on the day. So now we've got, yeah, it's kind of interesting. I was just looking at some article here. So 22% of the S&P is now made up by essentially six names: Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, and Google. You all know all those names, and a lot of them obviously been in day trading room. We've been playing them. Had some calls on Microsoft. Looked like it was going to go to 200 today. Almost made it. And Tesla had the epic run to 1,000 today. But Amazon was up big today. Apple, another big day for Apple. Facebook has been on a tear. All these mega cap tech names have really been dragging the market higher here. So it's usually not the sign of a healthy market when you've got just a few, few big stalwart stocks performing and dragging everything up. So let's just take a look at the groups here quickly. Kind of a weird day here, eh? Technology obviously is the place where people are going. You're rotating into this week. I guess technology is the new safety trade. Real estate and energy, I think oil was down today. And again, weekly performance, technology, basic materials. Well, actually, energy's up and financials are up. Financials were down because the yields are coming back down. Talked about this on the weekend, how spreads affect the profitability or the perceived profitability of the financials. So let's take a quick look at the indexes and see how we ended out the day and what the rest of the week looks like. You can see here the transports did make it through the 200-day moving average, kind of stalled out, and now it looks like we've closed this gap here. And it'll be interesting to see how we end the rest of the week. These moving averages are up. We're down below the 200 now. RSI is rolling over. Question is, are we going to bounce here and go back up to the 10,000 level on transports, or are we going to start to roll over here when as reality starts to set in on some of our the economic situation? It's a good question. You've still got the Fed, as Powell said, willing and ready to do anything to keep things going up. And then here's this yield, and the 10-year can just see rode that up nicely with a TBT trade. It's a way to short the bonds or go along the rising yield. Got out of it, glad I did, because pulled right back here. And again, this kind of explains why the financials had a tough time with the spreads between the 2s and the 10s now starting to come in a bit. The Dow, again, second down day in a row. That's unusual. We've had all this up activity, and now we're getting a bit of a pullback here. We're still well above the 200. RSI is coming back down below the overbought. Moving averages still coming up. Volume kind of average today for the maybe a little bit more volume, not much. Yeah, stochastics rolling over here. That's kind of interesting. IWMs, of course, the small caps. The small caps really took a big hit today, more so than other indexes. You can see here we're back down at the 200-day moving average after really just gapping up strong through it and then pulling back. So again, it's we did that on volume. MACD looks like it's ready to roll over here. The Qs, again, the Qs just, again, another strong day. Technology continues to perform, and that's, if you're going to be long this market, that's where you want to be. You can see we've broken out here from the February highs, and really getting overbought even on the Qs here. So if the Qs decide to take a break and roll over a little bit here, I, it could be bad for the other indexes, which have not been performing as well. Or there could be a rotation. It's we could get some money rotating out of the Qs and back into more perceived value. SPY again, kind of rolling over here. Got this gap to fill down at 31.25 level. So I'm thinking that we're going to have another rest of the week. We're going to have kind of a choppy market, maybe a continue to head lower possibly. That's my bias right now. UUP, this is the dollar. You can see here the dollar just keeps dropping. It's amazing. It's just been sliding. A little bit of a bounce here, but absolutely no follow through at all. Not even much of a flag, a bear flag. We're just continuing to slide lower here. Not a lot of volume. I would suspect that we're going to maybe find a bottom here. We're definitely getting oversold on the dollar. Let's take a look at some of the stocks like to watch quickly. Gold is soon, you always got to be watching gold and the gold miners when the Fed is scheduled to talk, because it just goes crazy. I don't understand why, but it just seems to always make big moves when Powell or whoever, Yellen or any of the Fed people have spoken in the past, gold would react. And it did big time today. You can see here it popped up a bit, and it's come off a bottom here. I was talking about looking at gold. I was looking at gold back on the weekend, just saying it needed to hold here, and it actually looks like it's come back up, maybe getting back into an area of resistance here. But big day today for gold and especially the gold miners. Here you can see this is the ETF, one ETF for the financials. You can see had a bad day today, and we may continue to roll over here if the yields continue to drop. Something to watch here. Actually going back, FAZ is the way to play that's short. So you can see here, financials really been strong, but finding a bit of bottom on FAZ. This is the bear financials ETF. So we may actually make a move back up, at least fill this gap here, which would be 1630, which isn't much of a move, but if we can get a decent move higher, could be up into this area, 1850 maybe. Keep an eye on the banks tomorrow. And let's just continue on here. GDX was one that really responded when the Fed spoke here. Let's take a look. 15-minute chart, illustrate what happened. This is when the Fed started talking at 2 o'clock. You can see here why it's always interesting to watch gold as soon as Jerome Powell or one of the other Fed heads start to chatter. Just took right off, just blasted higher, and went out high of day here. And let's just skip along here. GDX looking good. We're follow through. So we're playing the airlines at the open here today. Shorting them, they really seem to pull back. I mean, I think they really got overbought here, and you can see that with the RSI. Really got overbought on volume. And this was a big reversing candle here. You can see we really gapped up 22, ended up lower on the day. This was on the 5th. Tried to push back up again, and you can see here we did stall out at 22. That was kind of a tell that we were getting really toppy here when we couldn't push past this previous day, and now we've had this big pullback. So there's probably going to be some support down here. So watch the airlines. We may get a bounce. BA did a big pullback today. Chinese internet Stocks that just continue to push higher. Again, it's technology. That's where the money's been rotating to. Microsoft, nice breakout today. I bought some calls during the day. Sold some of them near the end of the day when it popped up. Just holding a few. I think they're good for till the end of next week, and I'm hoping that and expecting this probably will try to push to 200. You can see here when we're just getting into the overbought area. All the moving averages are coming up. Volume was good today. Stochastics kind of stalling out here. I'm kind of a little bit concerned about that. But and again, silver looking like it's getting right back up to this previous high, and it looks like it may be wanting to break out here. Double bottom on the RSI. Good high volume day today. Watching that move higher. I really like playing this other stock, PAAS. I look at the silver trust shares for where silver is going, but I do like PAAS, the Pan American Silver Corp. They buy and sell silver basically. They're kind of like a miner, but they're not, and they're pretty levered to the price of silver. So again, double bottom on RSI, like in this one, the way it's setting up. Where am I here? Not wanting that either. Snap's another one. Pulled back today, but snapped right back. Snap back. TBT, this is the one that really is a function of the yield. So you can see how the yields have been dropping last couple of days, and this has been dropping with it. So I'm going to kind of watch this one. I want to see if it pulls back to here. If we get back down around the 1630 level, 16 level, I might consider re-entering. I like to use options for that because you don't get a lot of movement on the price with the TBT, but with the options you get much better rate of return. And they don't pay much of a premium for TBT. It's kind of interesting. It's not so it can move against you, and it really doesn't hurt you that much with the price difference. TNA again. This is the small cap. If you want to play it to the long side, you go TZA. That's the Drexion small cap bear 3 times ETF. UNG looks like a double bottom here. So, but natural gas inventory coming up tomorrow, Thursday. Be watching that. If it's again bad, then if it's remotely good, i.e. Inventory drawdowns, then it might be a real decent bounce. And oil just kind of flatlining here right now. The other thing I'm watching is VIX. VIX did a little bit of a has been holding this level here. It did finish down on the day. Stochastics are turning up here, and they're getting back up into they're heading back higher, which so it's got me kind of interested in the VIX. I'm going to be keeping an eye on that. Certainly, if we start to have an accelerated sell-off, that's barely the place you want to be. So well, that's it, everybody. I'm just going to wrap it up. This is my book on Amazon, How to Swing Trade. If you haven't checked it out, it's there. And yeah, so hope everyone's having a good evening. You had a good day today, and we'll be in the Bear Bull Trading Room, 8:30 pre-market show, and 9:30 trading the market. And the pre-market show is live on YouTube as well. So have a good evening, everybody. We'll talk to you in the morning if you're going to join us. Bye for now.